Hello to all students. I am Professor Masood fuzail. Today we are going to discuss phylum Gastrotricha. Gastrotricha are those animals which belong to a group of animals which are known as pseudocoeloms because their body cavity contains pseudocoelom. So these animals are known as pseudocoelomates. The phylum Gastrotricha gets its name from hair present on the ventral surface of the body. If we look at the meaning of Gastrotricha, gastro means stomach, which usually represent belly, which is usually represent ventral side of the body, and tricha mean hair, bristles, which are present on the lower surface of the body, ventral surface of the body. So that is why they are known as Gastrotricha. I have already made a diagram for you. This is a Gastrotrichon. The name of this species is Teutonotus. It has different species. The genus is Teutonotus. As you can see in these animals have many tricha, hair, cilia on the ventral surface of the body. So that is why these animals are known as Gastrotricha. Where we can find these animals? These are animals which inhabit fresh water as well as marine water. Half species of Gastrotricha inhabit fresh water in lakes, rivers, ocean, and half species of the animals live in marine water. Usually they are found at the bottom where sediments are present in the form of a sand, and sometimes they also can be seen floating over the surface of water lily, the leaves of the water lily. They usually have size of 0.1 millimeter to 4 millimeter. It means that they are very tiny organisms, animals which live in water. Usually they have bilateral symmetry. As you know that bilateral symmetry is that symmetry in which animal can be divided into two equal halves in only single plane. These animals are dorsally compressed, dorso-ventrally compressed. It means that their shape is just like my hand or a leaf of a plant, dorsal side and ventral side. But these animals have many cilia, hair-like appendages on the ventral side of the body, as you can see in the diagram. So they are dorso-ventrally compressed and they contain ventral cilia. Now we are going to look at the internal structure of this animal. So I have already made a diagram for you and taken a cross section from this animal. If we look at the outer surface of the body, their outer surface of the body contain a protective layer which is cuticle. Under the cuticle there is a epidermis which is syncytial. Syncytial means there is a single cell which contain multiple nuclei they do not have separate cells in the epidermis. Just under the epidermis there is a body cavity which is known as pseudocoelom. So that is why these animals are known as pseudocoelomates. First of all, we are going to discuss their digestive system. On the anterior surface of the body there is a cavity which is known as mouth, which can be used as intake of food. The ventral surface of the body, the cilia present on the ventral surface of the beat in a precise manner and bring food which is in the form of microorganism and detritus in the water towards mouth, where food enters into the mouth cavity. From mouth cavity, food, as you can see in this diagram, the red color duct is a digestive system. After food enters into the mouth, it is pushed towards a muscular pharynx. Muscular pharynx pumps the food into a long intestine which runs from anterior end of the body to the posterior end of the body. There are certain salivary and gastric glands associated with the intestine. Most of the digestion takes place extracellularly, and after the digestion of food is absorbed and provided to all body parts. Undigested material is excreted out of the body. From posterior side there is an opening which is known as anus. So they have very simple digestive system. Now we are going to discuss nervous system. If we look at the diagram, the green portion shows nervous system. On the anterior side of the body, as you can see right over here, this is a brain. This brain contains ganglia. As you know that ganglia are group of cells of the neuron, cell bodies of the neurons which act like brain, and two lateral nerves. One is on the right side and one is on the left side. These are lateral nerves present on the both sides of the body which act as a coordination between different parts of the body. Now if we look at the excretory system of the body, they contain a nephridium which is known as protonephridium. Protonephridium, just like other pseudocoelomae, do not contain phloem cell, rather they contain only single cilia on their surface, which is used to collect waste material from the coelom, and then nitrogenous waste material are excreted outside the body with the help of protonephridium. They do not have special muscular system or skeletal system, rather they have thin layers of muscles, as you can see in the diagram in blue color. There is one muscle right over here, another muscle is right over here. So these muscles helps the body to bend, and little bit movement can also takes place with the help of these muscles. If we look at the reproductive system, these animals sometimes act like a male and sometimes act like a female. When they act like a male, they are produce sperms in a sac-like structure which is known as spermatheca, and then they produce eggs within a structure which is known as ovary. Fertilization is usually internal, and after fertilization eggs are laid. There are two types of eggs which are laid by these animals. One are thin shelled eggs which hatch into new organism, while there are some other eggs which are thick shelled eggs. Thick shelled eggs hatch into new ones, but after a period dormancy of unfavorable condition like winter weather or some other conditions. So if we look at the posterior end of the body, there is a forked tail, as you can see right over here. This is a forked tail which contains some adhesive glands with the help of which these animals can also attach with some substratum like stone, like leaf, or some other parts present in the water for temporarily. So these are the only characteristics which are present in these animals. Now let's move on to the main characteristics of these animals. That these animals are monoecious. Monoecious mean they have male and female separate organisms. Fertilization is usually internal. Their body contain adhesive glands on the posterior surface, and they produce two types of egg: thin shells. Thin shelled eggs hatch into new organism, while thick shell eggs undergo a resting period which is known as dormant period during winter season, and then hatch when spring or summer arrives. So I hope it makes sense. It's a small phylum which doesn't have any most importance in your syllabus, but anyhow it is a part of your syllabus, so it makes sense. Hopefully see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye.